Yeah, hello everyone. Oh, I should have a microphone here. I know I'm ready early. I've been grading papers all day, so I had to escape. Any excuse to get away from that. Just let me think, just 66 more papers to finish. Then I'll be done. And hello, Phoenix Marine. People better show up. I've been notifying everyone. Maybe I need to notify them some more. Let's see. Well, hello, Nilsey. Nothing is up yet. No. Yeah, it's all dead air. I'm kind of expecting that no one will show up. It's all a trick. Nobody will show up, and they'll get on their blogs and they'll giggle at me. I'm sure that's the plan. While we're waiting, of course, we could always talk about whatever you want. Ask me questions. Call me rude names. Yeah, we had FTB Con before. Maybe we should do it again sometime. I feel like we're not taking full advantage of all the opportunities of the pandemic. Yes, my minions should all be slavish and obedient. Oh man, my room is messy. I mentioned earlier that I've been struggling with grading and all that kind of stuff. And how come you, Lauren, how come you're on this? You're not going to Zoom? I gave you guys the link, right? Yes, this is a celebration of winning the lawsuit that Richard Carrier brought. I sure hope nobody else has brought one recently. But anyway, yes, my room is messy because back there on the shelves, that's my grandchildren's stuff. I've got a bunch of stuff over there for when the grandkids come in. And then also, Stephanie's here. All right. Also, I got this big box of toys. Yeah, I could always just crack out the toys and start pretending you're 3 years old. Oh, that's good news. So Nelsie says Hayabusa 2 returned with its sample capsule. Okay.
Hey, Peasy.
Hello there. Are we all feeling nice and relaxed now?
Well, aside from the fact that, we had something starting at 6:30, and so had to be organized enough to know what day it was and what time it was and when things were supposed to happen.
I know. I have been in this seat all day long. I haven't we went for one little walk, but otherwise we've been stuck here because I have been doing nothing but grading because final exams were turned in at midnight last night. What's with that expression, Lauren?
Lauren's on mute.
Did you forget to turn in your final exam? Is that it? I reminded you?
I haven't been in school in a long time and I'm never going back, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, my students turned in their lab. I've got term papers and lab reports and final exams.
You are obviously just assigning too much.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
I mean, just give everyone a C and call it a day.
Oh.
You get a C and you get a C. Everyone gets a C.
I suspect some of those people probably want to go on to grad school.
C's get degrees, and I'm living proof of that.
If I gave everyone a C, there's about 20% of the class that would be overjoyed, and 80% that would want to lynch me. So that's the way that works.
But now that I am in grad school, I can get C's.
Oh, right. You think?
I can. Well, no, I can't. The only way for me to get C's is to not turn anything in.
Oh.
But
you get a C if you don't turn anything in?
That was how it worked for me in high school. Take all the tests, don't turn in the homework. I was an AC student, no B's.
Yeah. Grad school kind of assumes that you've reached minimum level of competence, and it's time to start or stop harassing you. So yeah, just do your work. But your transcript does matter. When I went applying for jobs these 20 years ago, all the places I went to, they pulled out my grad student transcript and waved it at me.
I'm not looking for an academic job, though.
Oh,
here's what you do. Yeah. You go to art school where they don't care about your grades.
Yeah, but then they drag out your portfolio and wave it at you, right?
Yeah, then they do look at your art and like destroy you viscerally.
Yeah.
One of the thing that you sweated over with all of
How did your school feel about glitter, Lauren?
I mean, I started using glitter because my graduate director hated glitter and she did not like me. So it was a vindictive move that I've not given up. What can I say?
Most vindictive moves are not quite that pretty.
Yeah. One of my better moments, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
so
just
we
trying to
could
picture what would
research.
happen if one of my students turned in a lab report with glitter. Now you've stirred up a nightmare.
I just,
Having everybody turn things in electronically? Or is lab reports just too much for
They
that?
now with COVID, they're supposed to turn it in electronically. But yeah, previous years they were written. So how's everybody celebrating our first anniversary?
same way.
I'm doing homework. I'm in grad school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think we're all just in our houses as we were the first time.
Yes, or in our messy offices, as somebody rebuked me for.
I'm just saying, you knew you were going to be on camera. You could have just like swept everything off the table.
Yeah, but when I do this with my grandchildren, they don't care. They're quite happy to see all the junk back there.
Are you comparing us to all of your grandchildren? Or you're hoping that we're like your grandchildren? Like,
No, because they are much cuter.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was.
I'm not going to argue
I've
with you
seen
on that.
them.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah. But let's see, what have I been doing this past year besides teaching and COVID pandemic related stuff? Not
Spiders.
much. Spiders, yeah, the summer was great for spiders, but this is a terrible time of year for spiders.
They didn't all just come in to find you.
There are some in the house. I found a few here in the house, but we don't have the diversity that we had outside. And then also there have been tragedies like, we had some big orb weavers around our house and they all dropped dead as the temperature dropped. Oh, I've got one of their corpses around here. Let me see. Where did I put it?
I mean,
Somewhere. I know you don't want to see it.
yes,
Or you have to come to convergence at some point where he can, wander around with his little tubes with the sponge in the end and the live spiders in them.
Yes, that would be cool. Are they going to have convergence next year? I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm sure it depends on how quickly the vaccine rolls out.
And what about Skepticon?
I mean, we'll have it online, I think, for sure.
Okay.
I don't know about in person.
I told Lauren we couldn't make that decision until February.
I was told we couldn't meet until early next year, which fine. I guess we could like take a break or something.
Well, you got to start getting commitments from speakers and things like that, and they're probably going to be reluctant to go live.
Well, people are less busy these days. They're not going around and out a whole lot, so it's actually easier to find speakers.
Yeah, you know where everyone is.
I do. And if they're ignoring me, I'm like, well, I know you're not doing anything.
It looks like Sarah has showed up.
Hello.
Our geeky humanist.
Hiya. How you doing, guys?
Doing all right. How are you?
Oh, well, it's after midnight here, so I'm basically just dropping in to say hi and join the party pretty briefly and then heading off.
Well, all right.
So tired is how I am.
Yeah, after midnight, it's time for the party to begin, right?
Yeah, so we get like your
What's
second
that?
one.
Hang on, I'm going to turn the volume up a bit.
Lauren might be the only pseudo morning person we have on this call.
Listen, I can be a morning person. I just don't want to be a morning person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people mistake me as a morning person because the enthusiasm never stops, even though I'm tired.
Oh.
I really don't like the morning.
Yeah, I'm usually up at 5 But no, I am not enthusiastic. Not at all.
You're enthusiastic in your own way.
And that deeply Minnesotan descended
Yes.
from Lutherans kind of way.
Yeah, it took me a couple years, but I figured it out.
Uh-huh. Oh, we got questions in the chat. What
Ooh.
do spiders do in the winter? Freeze, hibernate, or die? Yes,
I knew you were
all
going
of
to
the
say
above.
Or come inside.
Yes. Yeah, that's house spiders do just
Yeah.
fine. And that's
Are there
another
any breeds that are regularly indoor-outdoor, depending on the season?
Oh, the house spiders I study do both.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I find them outside the house in the summer, and then they're in here now. So don't laugh,
It's like
they're
the
in your
beginning
house
of a
too.
horror movie. They're in here now.
They're everywhere now. So another question, is this the annual Fuck Richard Carrier victory stream?
No, we do not condone. Never mind.
Yeah. Not literally. Yeah, not at all.
that.
Yeah, so today I actually checked out Richard Carrier's website, and
Ew,
I
wow.
read a couple sentences in and was infuriated because he has moved back to California now.
I've heard that he lives with his parents. Is that true?
That's what he says, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Still, it's infuriating because
Sorry,
he moves
missed
to
that.
Ohio.
What's he
He
saying?
sues us. What's that?
He moved back to the state with the laws that would have favored us.
Yes.
That's almost like, I mean, one could just extrapolate from the data here, kind of read the tea leaves and be like, did he move out of a state where he couldn't sue us to sue us? I'm going to leave that to
Yeah.
the audience to suss out for themselves.
I think the dates are not quite right for that, but I would actually have to look at the timeline. And I really only do that when somebody says, so I hear you mentioned this. What happened? I'm like, here, it's a lot.
Yes, I usually only look at the timeline when a lawyer tells me I have to. So
Yeah.
I have no excuse. I just figured since we're having this victory stream, I should at least check in, see what he's up to, so we can sneer at him. And
I didn't have to do that because his name actually came up in my email a few days ago.
Oh.
Atheist Alliance International, the ones who made a job for David Silverman after his allegations came out. Apparently he's writing for their newsletter occasionally now, or guest blogging or something.
Wow.
Neat.
Okay. But David Silverman's out, right? So he's not doing anything for
No.
AAI. Okay. Yeah.
I think he's hanging out with that Republican group of atheists, not the group that's actually called Republican Atheists. That's like one woman and Robert Price's name on a website, but the one that started up in New York in the last year or so.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember his name. I remember seeing his terrible YouTube video bragging about how they're all, what is the word? Something about liberals. Yeah.
Is there a more useless word than that right now? Nobody knows what that means.
Nope.
A lot of people are pretending to know what it means.
Well, yes, everybody's sure they know what it means. That doesn't mean they know what it means.
Uh-huh. And political terms like that are constantly changing. But there's no excuse for pretending that you have adopted the 17th century version of liberalism, or the version that Clinton espoused, or
I mean, I appreciate that the 17th century version of liberalism happened. I'm not a big fan of royalty. I think,
yeah.
there should be some individual rights, but it's kind of weak tea at this point.
Yes. And if you're going to adopt the 17th century version, it apparently is true that you are accepting the idea that slavery is okay and imperialism is okay. And yeah, let's go colonize all those countries with all those brown people in them. That's
Yeah,
17th
no,
century.
I actually do believe that there are individual rights and that Black people are people.
Oh,
Shocking.
you
We are going to
crazy
drum you out of the
liberal.
movement now.
Somebody's going to tweet that I said that with just an exclamation point at the end, as though that were going to destroy my reputation.
Yes. Yeah, I still get stuff on Twitter every once in a while where somebody's asking, what the heck happened to atheism and skepticism? What's going on with those people?
Still around. Didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Just, all those old white dudes just really suck.
Yeah.
I mean, two things happened to atheism. There were all those groups who were like, atheism is the new trend. We should be part of that. How do we get on stage? How do we get people to pay us money? And then there are the groups that have had to retrench and get down to serious work under Trump because actual religious liberty is really under fire here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen much action on the part of atheists towards combating the new world order or anything that's come about under Trump.
I mean, they're mostly doing it at the state law level,
Yeah.
which,
I was going to say, I think it's
happen.
happening. I just don't think it's a national scale thing.
The Free Thought Caucus is growing. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a bunch of people who were interested in doing the work rather than becoming celebrities.
Yeah, so you're not hearing a lot from them because they don't talk
Yes.
themselves up that much.
Yeah. And then there's all the clueless people wandering around wondering what happened to atheism and how can I get famous?
The loud people who tried to make money can't make money anymore. Is what happened, I think. You're
Right. Yeah.
It's got depressing, you guys. It's supposed to be a celebration. Damn it.
Yeah, I was about to say that. What are we doing here?
I mean, this is a good thing. This is like what we were talking about when we were talking about Atheism Plus, is you get a group of people who focus on doing the work and doing it for everybody. And all of those people can go over there.
Yeah.
I have further suggestions. I'll leave them alone.
I will say that getting sued has really, gotten the assholes to just leave on their own, right?
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
In more or less.
Yeah.
Well, and a bunch of them started arguing over Trump, I think. So there, even the IDW, what is that? Something dark web.
Oh, intellectual dark
Oh, that's
web.
why I don't remember it. Yes, even the intellectual dark web is like breaking up over Trump.
Yes, I noticed that Sam Harris has kind of divorced himself from it now.
Yep.
Yeah. Good riddance to them.
Some of them have gone anti-vax.
Oh, really? Which ones?
Ruben for sure.
Oh, Ruben. Oh, that's right.
This is why I can't remember that it's the intellectual dark web.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Not the airtime dark web.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Ruben and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luminaries of the intellectual dark web.
Joe Rogan, my. I'm supposed to be having a
Yeah.
good time. Let's have a good time.
Maybe luminaries if it's a dark web. Feels like they should be sort of the opposite.
Yeah, they get
Uh,
plenty of light and attention.
yeah, but that's the kind of intellectual web that doesn't want a light shown on them.
Yes, they
So
do. They're begging everybody to pay attention to
they
them.
want PR. They don't want people
Oh,
actually scrutinizing their positions. Yeah. Ah, well. Yeah, so we're kind of ditching those guys, which is good, but unfortunately we're also seeing that we've lost some really good people. I mean, I hardly ever hear from Greta Christina anymore. She's writing for you guys, right?
Yep.
But I don't
Sometimes,
see
which-
sometimes.
and that's, I mean, that's the way things have been under Trump.
Yeah.
A lot of people who do great things are doing them occasionally when they can.
Yeah.
And
The burnout was pretty shit before Trump, and then that certainly did not help.
Right.
I mean, on top of
And then there's
burnout, you
people
get-
like Jay McCright. I am so happy for her. So that's something to celebrate. Is she's found herself and
them now.
Yeah,
yes, themself. Yes,
they've reemerged like a beautiful
Yes.
butterfly out of a cocoon.
yes, and that's great.
In a
Yeah.
spiffy denim jacket.
And working in science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember meeting them when they were just a little undergraduate.
Wow.
Long, long ago.
I don't know
Just-
what you're talking about.
They were
Oh,
probably
yeah.
in the
And you too, Lauren.
Yeah, you've known me for like a third of my life. Did you know that?
No, but okay. And
No
I've-
pressure, but like you've witnessed a third of this happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you've known me for like what, an eighth of my life? So who cares about you?
It's been a wild eighth of your life.
Yeah.
Wild. We're into spiders now. You know, we got
That's true. That is my big change. That's the big. Jay came out as somebody different, and I came out with spiders. Same thing.
Sure.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
I feel like this is perhaps not the venue to hash out those details.
You just don't want to hear about spiders? Okay. Yeah.
No.
I have trouble finding people who want to listen to me about spiders anymore.
I mean, it was more appropriate during like Halloween, fall time. I think now that we're getting towards the holidays, it's harder to work into a conversation.
I've got a Christmas tree out in the living room, and guess what it's decorated with?
Puppies.
Ornaments.
Spiders. It's got a great big spider at the top, and I got a little wreath of spiders around it. It's great.
Could actually have sort of frost-covered webs that are very, very pretty. They'd be a
That
pretty
would
good
be nice.
decoration.
Yeah, you're giving me ideas now. Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of that Halloween spider web stuff you stretch out. Maybe I
Much
should just
safer
wrap the tree
indoors.
in that. Yeah. Okay. See, we are celebrating. I got Halloween decorating or Christmas decorating ideas. It's the same thing. But yeah.
Hmm.
So Lauren, did you miss a birthday party today? Is that what I heard you say?
Oh my God, don't get me started. First of all, it's a surprise. So wow, we really can't talk about it right now. It was supposed to be tonight, no, last night. Then they moved it to Sunday morning, but there was an in-betweener where it was supposed to happen. I don't know. Long story long, I didn't miss it. It's tomorrow
Okay.
morning. I don't
All
know.
right. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So far, it's tomorrow
Yeah.
morning.
We'll see if it's changed again. I thought birthdays were just like a permanent, like this is the date, but apparently not.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Sunday might conflict with church, though. You never know.
Yeah, all that churching I'm doing. Really need to
Uh-huh. Probably a good idea to have alternatives to church, since church seems like the kind of place you go to get infected.
I mean, I don't. But I don't go there anyway. So
I know nothing. I don't go there either.
I haven't been to a church in a long time, and when I did, I just went because I heard they had really great donuts, and turns out the rumors were true.
Really?
Yeah, this place was nuts. It had like a huge coffee bar, and they just had like tons and tons of donuts sat out, and that was the way to get me.
Oh.
Get me hooked on Jesus, is give me those donuts.
So that's a sign, though, that churches are getting desperate for attendees.
pretty sure they've always bribed people with food.
Yeah, but around here, you go to the Lutheran churches, and it's weak, watery coffee, and usually that's about it. Yeah, Lutherans aren't great for that stuff.
You need to find
Come
a church.
on, you get pickle roll-ups.
Maybe those fancy big city Lutheran churches.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to one. Luckily, the idea of potlucks have left the church basement.
Uh-huh. They left everywhere. I mean, here at UMM, we had this tradition of every Friday, we'd have these grand potlucks with all the faculty showing up. And we got some good cooks out here, so we get all kinds of great food at those things. Not this year. Nope, sorry, that's gone.
I can picture you all coming together in the summer. No classes.
Yes.
Half of you would normally be somewhere else, but there's a potluck scheduled.
Yes. Well, we get together during the school year too. You know, Friday, the end of the week, you're all burnt out. Get together and eat good food and drink beer. Not anymore. Oh well.
We're not very good at this celebrating thing, are we?
Okay, yeah.
No.
What's life been like post lawsuit, other than like, you know, the whole pandemic thing happening? That's like a big deal. But what other things you noticed that are happening? Feelings.
Good things? You want good things, not bad things?
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the election, at least the November election, mostly went the way I wanted it to.
Yes. This is true.
But otherwise, you know, I'm in Minneapolis and we burned one of our main commercial streets this summer. So still, we are actually making progress on changing the city budget. So we'll see how that goes.
So the burning was a good thing.
We are no longer, the council and the residents are no longer arguing among themselves really over whether it's time to spend money on basically alternate services that support people without guns. The question now really is whether we're still going to take money from the police budget to do some of that, because a bunch of business people coughed up $5 million in a private fund to do it, which
Really?
tells you the kind of progress we're making.
Dang.
Yeah. 5 million, though, that's a drop in the bucket compared to the police budget, I bet.
It is.
Yeah.
It doesn't replace what was going to get pulled out of the police budget, which we're still limited on because the Charter Commission didn't let us vote on changing that part of the city charter. But the proposal that several council members put in was to take out 8 or 9 million and move them towards those kinds of programs. So between the two, I think it sounds pretty reasonable. We'll take the 5 private, we'll take the money from the police. It'll be pretty good.
That's real progress. And then you put new programs into place and you show that they work, and then those grow year by year. Nothing along those lines is happening out here in outstate Minnesota. Nothing like that at all. But yeah.
So does
we'll be
losing your
slow.
blue dog in the house actually make any difference to you as a district?
It makes me feel better though.
Because
Yeah.
you don't have to vote for him.
Yeah, so all the years I've been here, every time he comes up for election, I go into the voting booth and I just cringe inside because I'm expected to vote for this jerk, this pro-life, conservative, big on agriculture and nothing else, loves guns, got to vote for this guy. And this year I didn't. I just left it blank. It
So it's
felt
your
good.
fault.
Yeah, it's all my fault. Yeah,
Not
because
that it was
there's
close
only
this
like
year.
there's only like 3 of us that live out here that vote. So when I drop out, that's a disaster for him. For those of you who are mystified, we had a representative named Colin Peterson who was just this horrible blue dog who has been getting reelected forever. I almost voted for him because of his opponent who had the most awful commercials. I don't know if you guys got them out there in Minneapolis. No. Probably not. But oh man, she was putting out all these commercials talking about how Colin Peterson was under the control of Nancy Pelosi and was so liberal and was such a radical politician that you better not vote for him. But I knew they were lying.
I mean, I don't think anybody didn't. As much misinformation and disinformation as is out there, I don't think anybody actually believed that one.
No, but no, the Republicans. I'm sorry, Republicans are so stupid they might have. That's another outcome of this election. I had a low opinion of Republicans before, but now, oh man.
I voted for one once.
Wait, you get that.
When was that?
First time Arnie Carlson ran for governor. Actually, I also voted for Joan Grow more than once. But she was a very good Secretary of State despite being a Republican.
Yeah, I'd be willing to vote for a good Republican, but I think they've gone extinct. Don't think we're going to find them anywhere.
Also, voting for Arnie Carlson was a mistake. That's part of how we got into this whole student debt situation.
Yeah.
Apparently just wasn't fiscally responsible to spend on colleges.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. That was a long time ago. Arnie Carlson was before I moved here.
Arnie Carlson was one of the first Republicans to start saying the Republicans had gone to hell.
Yeah, no, that's the primitive times. I cannot recall that far back. Evolution has pushed us far beyond that era.
I'm in this rabbit hole of politics, and I mean, what? I'm just really glad I don't get emails from lawyers anymore. Like my heart palpitations have gone away. Like I'm not getting that spike of stress whenever I see little lawyer names in my inbox.
I mean, I still
Yeah.
do, but they're not our lawyers. They're movement lawyers. Here, we did this. Hey, thanks for not making me hate lawyers.
Yeah.
Not that I hated ours, but that was not fun.
I know. With our lawyer, it was like we were getting mostly good news from him, but then it'd be counterbalanced a week later when we got the bill.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but there was also like some point in time when I realized that he didn't really care who was right. He was just gonna be really good at arguing, and that made me go, "Wow!" I wasn't already disillusioned. Certainly am now.
So was there a point in your life when you thought Richard Carrier was good at arguing?
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about lawyers.
I know, but we found out a lot.
Well, that's true. I don't know. Like in retrospect, I guess I did, but he was just really good at manipulating. So maybe he's just good at manipulating and not arguing. Those are two different.
Yeah, and to be honest, there was a time way back when on IIDB and the secular web, where a lot of the things he wrote were actually pretty useful for atheists, and I had a lot of respect for him then. But then I don't know, I started getting disillusioned when he got into the Bayesian stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not good at those arguments.
Also, I do math.
Yeah. Yes, I have an office right next to a statistician, and we've got a statistics department and a biostatistics program and all that good stuff. So yeah, I don't do it myself, but I got exposed to enough to say, wait a minute, how are you using this?
Of course, there are lots of scientists who I might have respected at one point until I saw the kinds of statistical arguments they were making too.
Oh, yes.
Population geneticists make terrible statistical arguments.
Population geneticists.
Yep.
Yes.
So they're not looking at a single person's genetics. They're looking at how groups share or don't share genetics within themselves, between them, that kind of stuff.
It felt like a made-up title you would give someone in a sci-fi movie, where you're like, yeah, the population geneticist
is our last hope. We're doomed.
Gotta fly the UFO back into the alien spaceship and blow it up. America.
Does anyone apart from statisticians actually understand statistics, though?
No.
Yeah, there's tricky stuff there, but you can apply yourself and learn it fairly well, and I have taught population genetics. It's kind of an essential core discipline in evolutionary biology. But Stephanie's exactly right. I mean, look at what Fisher wrote way back when. There were a lot of population geneticists who used it to argue for eugenics. It was nuts. And it's really hard to repudiate them because their math was right. It's just how they interpreted it that was wrong. And if you argued with them, they would say, "Oh, you don't understand math." Just like the racists now say, if you argue against racism, they say, "Oh, you don't understand Darwin. Why are you opposing Darwin?"
I'm sorry, you don't understand a t-test. Like the basics of a t-test.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I've got to head off because it's after 1 in the morning here.
Oh,
Nice to see you
Oh.
all.
lovely seeing you.
Yeah, stop by
Take
more
care.
often.
I'll try. Have a nice party.
Yeah, you'll
Bye-bye.
probably be at this social event tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah, if I'm still
Yeah.
awake.
Okay.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. See you.
Right.
Yes, we have a little in-house social meetup thing every Sunday. So
Awesome.
trying to build a community, you got to do that stuff. And I'm terrible at it.
So easy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You just
I mean,
do it, you know?
building
Oh,
a community is easy. Building one that people will actually continue to join and will continue to
right.
function in a decent way. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of been the big experiment of Free Thought Blog since the beginning.
Yeah. And personally from the very beginning, we didn't invest a lot into community building. We were kind of there, but we all just kind of went our own way until somebody did something really stupid, and then we got throw the rascal out. And yeah, and we're trying to build stronger ties than that right now.
Yeah, I wonder what rascal you're talking about.
There were many.
Ooh, many
I was
rascals.
trying to remember who the first one was, and I think it was Thunderfoot. So it was like,
Yeah.
you're not just immediately, I mean, you're not just having to figure out how to do this, but you're taking like graduate level exams in the course the first time you get introduced to it. I mean,
Right.
the whole hacking your way back into the network that you were
Oh, yes.
kicked out of is not average behavior.
Whoa, wait, that happened?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, back onto our email list. He found an
We're a
exploit.
little tighter with security now, but way back when, yeah. He got himself back on, and then he started posting the confidential stuff we were saying in the back channel publicly. It was very exciting. And he didn't see anything wrong with that. That's perfectly fair behavior.
Luckily, nobody else saw anything wrong with those discussions.
Yeah, well, I mean, our back channel is so tame. It's like, we haven't been talking about how to make Molotov cocktails and get out and fix the world
Yet.
yet. Yes.
I mean, there were a couple of things that I felt weren't tame, but they were the sort of thing that came from people who are no longer there.
Yeah.
Ethics discussions.
Right. Yes, our member who I thought was actually, and still think he's mostly a pretty good guy, who talked about beating people up. Yeah. And just flatly violated every rule we had. So off they go. That's what rules are for, I guess. So it makes you do the things that you don't want to do, but you do them anyway.
I guess so. I feel like most of the rules that I've had to enact have been like, oh, someone did something that we did not expect, that we had to tell people not to do. So I guess we have to lay some ground rules now about neat.
Yeah, and the difference is, do you after the fact, when they did something you didn't expect, do you lay down rules to try and prevent that from happening again? Or do you act like Tam and instead invent rules to excuse them so they can do it in the future?
I mean, both ways are just so full of joy and possibility.
Yes.
Although really my favorite part of creating codes of conduct is still the fact that most of what you're doing is saying, we are here to do this. Don't get in the way of that.
Yes. And then when you sit down and codify those rules of conduct, they're always such simple, basic stuff that you should have learned in kindergarten. And then there are people who object to the fact that you have spelled out these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
You've lived through it, so yeah.
Yeah, I think like the rules that mine used to be a page, and now they're quite lengthy.
Although a lot of what increased was, here's how to tell somebody if there's a problem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which I don't know if we've found the best way to go about it. I don't know if anyone has.
I don't think there is one best way,
No,
except to
but
make multiple ways.
yes, and also to have somebody with some backbone who is behind everything and will take action.
Nobody at Skepticon meets that criteria.
Backbones at Skepticon? What? I think it was on back order online and just.
Oh. Yeah, and then I switched to invertebrates, so I don't bring them. I'm sorry.
Damn it, PC! You had one job.
Yeah, well, we do bring venom now. We've got lots of venom, if that helps.
Okay, great segue. How do we get like Peter Parker powers up in here? The next Skepticon, everyone's gonna get bitten by a spider. We're all gonna turn into like spider people. We're gonna save the universe.
Do we have somebody who can supply the radiation?
Surely we have connections. Surely someone out there has got like a line on some radiation, right?
Yeah, I can get my hands on some. But it's just weak stuff, like tritium. No, yeah, radioactive phosphorus would be cool, but I don't think I could get my hands on it.
Tell them it's for science, right? That's all you have to do is be like,
Oh, right.
Yeah, doing it for science. Yeah. I'm a professor.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be suggesting that we have, an idea behind why we want that. And that might maybe just like, yeah, we want our decorations for Skeptiprom to glow on their own.
Oh. Ooh.
I love
it. There's bad history there too, but okay. Yeah, I was just thinking, if I could probably write a proposal that would use radioactive materials pretty easily, but then the committee would come to my lab and notice that I have got an awful lot of escaped spiders scampering around the building, and I think they might say no.
Wait. Those aren't escaped spiders. They're just attracted by the spiders living there.
That's what I try to say, but then they come into my lab and they notice that my microscope has got cobwebs all over it, and there's cobwebs all over the window and the door, and it's kind of gotten out of hand. And so,
I can't remember what it's called, but have you seen the terrible spider B horror movie starring William Shatner?
No, which one is that?
I don't remember. We did it for Mock the Movie, so I can figure it out, but
oh. Yeah, no, I saw the one with the skipper from Gilligan's Island. That's the one set in Wisconsin. It's something about a spider invasion. It's terrible, but it's got the skipper in it.
okay. It'd be
Do
really
that
funny
one
if
for
we were
Mock the
talking
Movie.
about the same thing and didn't remember the other people in the movie.
No, I'm pretty sure Shatner was not in that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, we've got comments. When William Shatner is another horrible individual. This is true.
Yes. He's really
If he-
leaning into it.
Yes. If he applied to join Free Thought Blogs, doesn't matter how famous he is, we'd probably tell him no. Probably.
Do you actually tell people no and not you're canceled?
That's the line we should use. No, usually what we do is when they apply and we don't take them in, we send them a nice little note that says, thank you for applying, but no, not yet.
You get a lot of applications?
Oh yeah, we've got a gigantic backlog of applications that we're wading through.
So is now a bad time to bring up mine?
Did you apply?
No, I didn't.
What's wrong with you? Everyone
A
applies for a
lot,
blog.
obviously.
Yeah.
She already has to
Yeah.
blog for Skepticon.
Yeah, I already have a blog that no
Oh.
one reads. I'm good.
Well, most blogs aren't read by anyone either, but it's for your personal expression.
Oh, I got plenty of that.
Yeah. And hello, William.
Hi. I have the answer to your movie. It's Kingdom of the Spiders that starred William Shatner.
Excellent.
Oh,
Yes,
Love the spiders.
yes, the
Okay.
tarantulas made mounds and attacked cities. So I remember seeing it as a kid. Very silly movie.
Very.
all right. I'll have to look that up.
But it's not trying to be silly. So
No, it wasn't.
just be warned. This is why we watched it for Mock the Movie.
Yeah, if it's trying to
Yes.
be silly, it's never funny. It's
Mhm.
never good. So
Right.
Now, what's the one with Alan Hale Jr.?
Don't know.
Okay. I have the internet.
wish I did. Gosh, that would be handy right now.
I don't have very stable internet, but I have the internet.
Someone in the comments is asking if there have been any shenanigans in the last 6 years that Skepticon has been involved with because they donate monthly. I mean, you may have missed like a lawsuit, some dinosaur proms in 6 years.
Do the dinosaur proms don't count as shenanigans. Those are
Moved to
just
St. Louis.
pleasant
Also
and enjoyable.
Best shenanigans.
Yeah.
Shenanigans could be good or bad. You know, there's
Okay.
overarching word. That about sums it up. Yeah. We're still
Yeah.
here. We're still doing stuff.
And yeah, Skepticon is overwhelmingly a positive experience. So
The giant spider invasion.
that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's rated 3.1 out of 10 on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix, IMDb.
Okay.
Somebody was generous. Yeah.
But will it ever top Night of the Lepus or whatever?
Oh,
The one with the giant bunnies.
the giant rabbits. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I
if it
cut
doesn't
that
have
from the name.
spiders.
I just had trouble visualizing. I might be
Yeah.
happier that way.
There have actually been a number of really good spider movies in the last 10, 20 years. And the nice thing about them is they don't take themselves seriously, so it makes it okay.
That helps a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like Arachnophobia. It's a great movie.
What
Doesn't
about
take itself.
Eight-Legged Freaks?
Oh, Eight-Legged Freaks is loads of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was another one. What was the other one?
Spider-Man Homecoming.
There aren't
will
many
appreciate
spiders in it.
The Kingdom of the Spiders then, because it got a whole 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh.
Or that might just
Oh.
be because people like Shatner
Yeah.
as a bad actor.
Oh, somebody asked about Day of the Triffids. I have never seen the movie Day of the Triffids, but I've read the book. It's a good book.
What is Day of the Triffids? What?
It's actually British science fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about some, was it a comet or something that passed by, and all of a sudden the
Meteor
next
shower.
day, yeah.
Mhm.
And then the next day everybody wakes up to find these giant weeds growing everywhere.
Mhm.
And the nefarious thing
Not that
about
kind
them.
of weed, Lauren.
No.
And I'm no longer interested.
Oh, except these have these whip-like appendages, and when anybody goes near, they whip out and blind the person.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, in
That
a
is
bloody,
one of
grisly
those
way.
movies that I don't actually know if I have seen the movie or just seen so many clips that I have seen all of the highlights.
Well, the first movie was kind of like a 1950s monster movie where the Trifid's weakness was salt water, amazingly. And then there was a mini series in the 80s, which was, I think was probably more faithful to the book. And I haven't seen the remake, the third attempt.
Yeah, the original's
Yeah.
the only one I would have seen.
As I remember the book, it does not have a happy ending. It's just, sorry, this is the state of the world right now. You've got miserable giant weeds everywhere that are whipping people's eyes out. You're just gonna have to live with it. Typical 1960s kind of.
Have any of you
What
seen
was-
Velocipaster?
I
Seen
have
what?
not. Velocipaster.
It's on
Oh
Prime.
yeah, I did.
What
It's
did you
really
think?
stupid. It's really stupid and fun.
It's so great.
Really cheaply made too. It's just terrible that way, but
Yeah.
okay, it fits the style.
I mean, it's so bad it's good.
Is it trying to be so bad it's good, like Sharknado?
Hmm.
Yes, I
Okay.
think so. Yeah, you couldn't possibly make it that bad accidentally.
I have been watching bad movies on purpose for many years now. Yes, you can. You just
Okay, I take
can't
it back.
always make them that entertaining unless you mean to.
Yeah. I mean, there's always pure flicks, which makes quality movies that are really, really bad.
Okay, I've got to help my wife make dinner, so I'll catch you guys later. And great anniversary.
Good to see you,
Yes.
and thank you for the info.
Sure, no problem.
This is the anniversary I don't mind having of it being over. When we were celebrating the anniversary of it still happening, that was
Oh yeah.
no bueno.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 3-year anniversary of the birthday on which I discovered I was being sued.
Right. Yeah, you know, a little more than a year ago, I was sitting there thinking, this is going to go on forever because we're going to keep winning these little victories, but they never seem to resolve it.
Yeah.
But it's over. Okay.
Well, you know, in the spirit of the holidays, he decided to hang it up. So, wow. Thank you, Dick Carrier, for your generosity during the season of forgiveness.
Right. Yeah.
Lauren's gonna drift off the
So we'll have to do this every year now, you know.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Hopefully
I
in
know, it's-
person one of these years. That'd be
Would be
nice.
What do you want one of these years? I missed it.
To meet in person.
Oh, can you do that?
I mean, not legally yet, but maybe in the future, once we get this radioactive spider thing going.
Oh, right.
Hmm.
Yes, then I'll just shoot out a web and swing on down to St. Louis.
Yeah, everyone travel to me so I can be lazy.
Yeah, well, I kind of expected that you'd expect everyone else to do the work.
Listen, I'm a great host. You know this. I'm just leaning into our
Yes.
strengths.
Yes.
Or you could just move to Minneapolis, Lauren.
I'm telling you, it might happen one of these days because everyone up there just keeps, well, by everyone I mean sweater vest.
Me and Ben.
Yeah, Ben would be a good one to have on this too.
Yeah.
Somebody should have invited him just for the heck of it, just because we like hanging out with good people.
I mean, it's not too late if you want to send him the link.
Maybe next year
I
we'll
don't-
have a little more like planning capacity. Just kind of
Yes.
generally.
Having a link in a time was, we did it, you know? Go us.
Yes. We all showed up
Yes.
with our hair more or less tidy, even peasy.
Oh, I'm wearing the headphones to keep my hair under control. Really, if I took it off, it'd be like everywhere. So no, I'm not going to.
Really? Is your hair very long right now?
Oh man, yeah, it's really getting out there. Yeah.
Mine is just naturally like falls to the top of my hip bones right now. So this is funny.
Yeah, that's not bad. No, mine's just
It has to go away.
mine's
I'm
just
not supposed to
everywhere.
have hair there.
Let's
I
see,
mean,
mine.
I put on a bra for this. This is
Oh,
a
getting
measure of how much
fancy.
I love you.
Okay.
But if the hair gets in the way of fastening that, it has to go.
Uh-huh.
I also put on a bra for this, but I did not put on pants.
Yoga pants.
Wow.
Like, I'm not doing that.
Apparently I'm overdressed, but okay. Yeah, I'm wearing suspenders. I'm pretty fancy there.
Ooh.
Yeah, wow. Look at you.
Yeah. But no, my hair is down to, it looks like first or second thoracic vertebrae. So it's getting there. It's been since, I haven't had a haircut since last March. So
Yeah.
it's getting hard to control.
I think I had mine cut in January.
I've decided I'm not going to get it cut until until we're good.
I can
Yeah.
kind of.
Wow. All right. You know, I read on the internet the other day, so you know it's true, that what's his name? George Clooney uses a Flowbee.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
God. He cuts his own hair with a Flowbee. Like, that's unbelievable.
But inspiring. So I actually looked on Amazon to see what a Flowbee costs.
You've seen Wayne's
Yeah.
World, right? Whenever like it's sucking the life out of one of the characters' brains. That's all I can think
I saw
about.
that they're about $100, and I said, no, I can't afford that right now. I got mountains of debt, so.
You could just go super short and get a trimmer.
Ooh, no, that can go so badly. Yeah,
Listen, $100 is an investment. You know,
right.
one Flowbee for a lifetime.
Yes,
about
and then I
$30.
would look like George Clooney.
No doubt.
Yeah. But no, I had my daughter-in-law give me a haircut last year, and she had the best intentions and she did a good job, but she gave me one of those Nazi haircuts. It was
Those were like-
terrible.
Those were really fashionable for a hot minute. Are they still fashionable? Like Hitler Youth look?
I don't
I
think there is a current fashionable look.
You know, you're right.
Oh.
I think showing
Yeah.
up someplace is pretty much enough for
I think
most
hats are
people.
very in right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, my son is in the army, so she was used to cutting hair for him, and on a military base, okay, yes, it fits in. In a hippy dippy college campus, no. You look like a recruiter for the Hitler Youth when you're doing that.
Well, if you were just
Ugh.
goose stepping everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and the big sexy Hydra emblem I was wearing all over the place kind of gave it away too.
Yeah, the constant like Red Skull cosplay got very confusing.
Yeah, I just went over that line.
Delicate balance.
So neither of you are drinking. What is wrong with you?
I mean, I've got water. What did you want from me?
This is so not Lauren.
I have a Skepticon cup.
Oh, well, that helps. But
We can send
that's a little bit too much bourbon to be drinking.
It's Crystal Light,
Oh,
which has
okay.
replaced my diet soda at this point because you cannot get any.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to ship you some?
I probably just need to look around for other stores, but that's much harder when you don't want to go into any of them.
Yeah.
Easy, what are you drinking?
I am drinking rum.
It looks like you're just drinking tea or coffee. How am I
Yeah.
supposed to know that's alcohol in a freaking mug, man?
It's got everyone fooled. Yeah.
I
This
have
is-
friends
this
who
is-
suggested you just blow across that in your Zoom meetings.
I'll remember that next time I'm teaching class. Yeah. Yeah, this is my morning coffee.
Wow. Okay, I do feel a little bad that you're drinking alone.
Do I have a choice?
I mean, I could go to the fridge and get something, but
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Like as I mentioned earlier, I have been grading all day long, painful quantities of grading. And I am going to have to forget tonight for a while.
I mean, you could just give everyone a seat. I stand by
Okay.
it.
Just take the average of all of their other grades. Apply that. No feedback.
Except, that the last week of class, I gave them this long essay exam final, and they had this long lab report to do, and I'm
You're
still working
evil.
on grading. I know. But what would be
It's
really
a good
evil
thing it comes back to you.
But it'd be really evil if I assigned those things and then just when it came time to grade them, I said, nope, sorry, you just get an average of previous grades. And I'm not even going to look at these things you put all this work into. That wouldn't be nice. Well, wait a minute. I'm the evil professor. Maybe this would be in character.
You're an evil professor.
I think Lauren and I have both changed our minds about saving you any time or effort on this grading.
Yeah, I really have. Definitely changed my mind. I think actually you should grade more things. I'm going to send you some essays tonight, and I want you to look them over and give me a grade.
Okay.
Also detailed
sure.
feedback.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, you'll get the detailed feedback all right with a big F scrawled across it.
Dick burn.
This is not cell biology. You haven't said a word about basal metabolism in this whole thing. And where's all the stuff about the cytoskeleton? It's gone.
Not discuss color theory for 30 pages and have a good time.
Ooh, color theory. That would be fun.
Can we get some art history up in here?
I was thinking more like getting some David Marr retinal physiology up in there. That would be cool.
Yeah, read what? Read what?
Don't they require all you art people to read David Marr and his big book on color processing in the retina and the cortex and all that?
First of all, you art people. Wow.
Oh.
I'm not even entirely sure that they require psych people who are like specializing in sensory processing to read at that level.
Yeah, it's true. I probably haven't read it in 30 years, but man, that book just blew me away. It was so counterintuitive how everything worked. You know, so when that blue and gold dress came floating around, I said, yeah, that's no big deal. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
I bet you art people weren't surprised at all either.
No.
No.
No, but I loved it because I was like, man, this is the kind of shit that I like to talk about that no one ever wants to talk about.
Oh. Okay. Well, next Skepticon, we get together
Mhm.
and the artist and the scientist sit down and talk about how color vision works
I
and
like it.
color perception. Yeah.
Yeah, at my art school, which closed down because funding, womp womp, they used to have a relationship with the local hospitals in Memphis where it was like an art and science show where they would pair artists and scientists together to do like a project. And it was really awesome.
That would be. Yeah, you know, one place that was really progressive along those lines, and you wouldn't expect it, is the University of Utah. University of Utah had a phenomenal collaboration between the art department. They actually had a scientific illustration degree and the medical school. And every year I could go up there and just be dazzled by the great stuff they were turning out. And it was all about science communication too, visual science communication, which I can't do, but it's important stuff.
Someone in the comments said arts people don't read anything. Wow, I'm right here. That was very rude. I read things. She looks around and she looks for a book.
Yeah.
I've got this magazine.
Yeah, and then it's just a coffee table book with lots of pictures in it. Yeah.
If you're writing 30 pages on color theory, how many references is that going to incorporate? How much stuff did you have to read to go into that?
Here I come, JSTOR.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also really tricky stuff. You have to dig pretty deeply into a lot of literature. And the thing is, half of it, I don't come at it from the art side, but from the science side. And when I have looked at the art side, half of it doesn't make any sense at all to me. I don't understand it.
Because no one knows how to write and they just want to be fancy and impressive.
Oh, those. Well, yeah.
Vomit words under this essay and then, look, I have a paper now.
Yep. No, I have to yell at students about that. Yeah, that's something else I've got ahead of me is term papers to grade.
It's your own fault. We've lost all sympathy.
I mean, you asked them to do it.
No, I told them to do it.
Right.
And I told them you're not going to pass unless you do a good job on this big project. And yeah, so yeah, it is all my fault. Responsibility accepted.
You played yourself.
Yeah. But there'll be better people for it.
I don't want to make you. Never mind.
I could naming scientists.
I don't know if writing an essay made me a better person ever.
Made you a more knowledgeable person. We can put it that way.
Maybe. I think it just made me really good at bullshitting. 30 pages.
Oh, good.
All right.
Got a suggestion to find an optical grating to play with. Oh, yeah, those are fun. Yeah, I actually have a paper in my office about how to build a confocal microscope with an optical grating and a standard light microscope. I've been tempted to do.
Now I know what all those words are, but when you put them all together like that, I'm not sure I get it.
Oh, there's a technique for confocality that doesn't rely on lasers.
Naturally, right? Wow.
Yeah. It uses an optical grating, and you got the illumination of the grating. You got a matched optical grate above it, and anyway. Yes, there are games you can play, that are loads of fun. Oh, come on. Even you would have fun with the colors you get and the images you can get with an optical grating.
I'm gonna just trust you on this one because I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yes, you can trust me.
Yeah,
I was so much more certain a moment ago.
yeah. Whenever you're not being, ornery, I just don't trust that. And so the fact that
Oh.
it's nice and encouraging, I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah, okay. I see that the science nerds are showing up in the chat now.
Welcome, science nerds.
Optical emission spectrometry. Yeah, that would be fun too.
Are they telling us they want Lauren and I to get off this call?
Yeah.
No, they're trying to bring you to the dark side.
I don't know if I mean, what's the snacks? What's the snack situation on the dark side? That's truly how you get me.
Oh, sorry, you don't get to have any food at all in the lab.
Well, fuck that.
Your dark side.
No,
snacks.
nothing to drink either. Yeah.
The thing about art school is you can always have something in one hand while you're doing something with the other. So it's a good thing.
Oh.
Yeah, the big challenge is not putting the brush in whatever you're drinking.
That is definitely the challenge.
Yeah. When you're working with spiders, that's a really bad idea.
Are you dipping your spiders in something that you're worried it's going to be your drinking cup?
No, but I'm sitting there with a paintbrush and I'm manipulating spiders with a paintbrush, just like you art people do. Only you're pushing paint around. I'm pushing spiders around. And you don't want to do things like say, oh, I got to get a good point on this brush.
First of all, don't put any brushes in your mouth ever.
Yeah,
Some of
I
us
know.
actually learned from radium. Don't just know it exists.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad.
Yeah.
Some
And
of us
don't
are
do it with
familiar with
spiders
things
either.
like Paris green.
Oh, yeah.
Science.
Yes.
Pretty
I
colors
have
are
to make
very
a
toxic.
confession here that lately on YouTube, what I've gotten addicted to is, what's her name? Carolina Zabrowski. Do you know her?
Mm-mm.
Oh, she's a fashion historian.
Interesting.
She is. And she talks about, she's one of those people, she looks at a period costume and can tell you, oh, that's from 1885, that kind of thing. And I just love seeing expertise on display. So she's got a lot of videos that are all about this stuff. And yeah, she talks about things like how they made green pigments with arsenic and yeah. So you would probably like her, both of you. She's
Yeah.
got some, yeah.
I might actually have seen something of hers when I was looking at restoration videos.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it's out of character for me, but I really like the stuff she's doing because she's
she's
smart.
telling you how fancy clothes can poison you. This strikes me.
Yes,
as
that's part of it. But also telling me how to wear a bustier and how to put on a corset and what kind of shoes I should wear with my pantaloons. And
I just
the trouble these days is finding the right heel. Really,
yes,
there's so many heels that have gone completely out of fashion.
exactly. And you learn things like it was men who were first wearing the high heels, not women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I should follow a historical trajectory here and start wearing heels. Add a few inches to my height. Look stylish. All that kind of stuff.
I mean, you're still wearing pants. They don't exactly go with those shoes.
Yeah, we're talking about a few big fashion changes.
Yeah.
I don't own any cod pieces either. That's going to take some work.
I mean, it depends. You can skip right past the cod piece and get into
You
like
go
the
to the
loose
right
pantaloons and
era.
hose
Yes.
and yeah.
Yes. That's true.
I didn't know that I so desperately wanted to see PZ like cosplaying in period costume. Now.
I'm literally actually tempted because some of these look so good, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, if you go to like the Edwardian period, the men are wearing reasonably sensible clothing, but it's also really smart and stylish. And he says wearing a t-shirt and just plain old red shirt. Yeah.
You got the suspenders.
Yes, I
Biffed
do.
it up.
Yes. And I should get the watch fob and the nice gold watch to go with it. And a cravat. Yeah. I have a ways to go yet.
We support you on your journey.
Thank you. But I expect you, if I wear it to Skepticon, I expect you to wear matching clothing for the era.
That's
I mean,
easy.
Skepticon weekend's kind of tough for me. I got a lot of stuff to do. Can I say we'd be restricted by like corsets, whatever?
A
And
good
bustles.
corset is not that restrictive. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna run into some serious like understructure that will get in your way when you're doing push-ups.
You know, I never really
Well-
thought of like being able to do push-ups as a requirement for my clothing, but I think it is now.
Yes, it is. We're expecting it. But yeah, this Carolina person, she's been talking about corsets and how they're not that restrictive, and
Well, they don't
she-
have to be.
no. And she's pointing out that, you know, people are smarter than you think they are usually, and they don't wear clothing that's going to cramp them that much. So, yeah.
Well, and also tiny sizes are the ones that tend to persist. So
Yeah.
we get a skewed sense of both how small people were and how tight their clothing was.
Yes. Yeah, the spectacular ones where you get stories about how, you know, breaking ribs and things, that lasts. But women who are just wearing the comfortable style of the era, no, that's not news.
But also not suited for push-ups.
Men wore corsets just as much as the women.
At least as much.
Yes. So there's potential if I had a clothing budget anymore.
Men are so vain.
Yes, well, we are so good looking, you know. It's like,
Sometimes I worry about your self-esteem. You gotta work on it.
what self-esteem? I
Yeah.
believe in logic and science and just accepting the reality of what is.
Which is you having self-esteem.
Yes, I'm a perfectly good dude bro.
You're the dudiest of bros, the broiest of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think dudiest is definitely.
You said duty.
I did.
Okay.
Your latest YouTube rabbit hole was pretty wholesome.
Well, at least we're talking about things that are cheerful, right? We've moved on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took us this long to get there, but we did it.
Yeah.
By the way, PZ, you do know that when you learn to walk in heels, you are going to have to record that for posterity
Oh my God.
and fundraising purposes.
Oh, fundraising. Yeah, I am really into fundraising lately.
Z, what is your shoe size?
My shoe size is 9.5.
Everyone remember this, 9.5.
Okay.
So, but I've got to attach a premium to this, right? That I will make a video of me learning how to walk in heels, given X amount of dollars come
Yeah.
in.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can record it anyway. You're just not going to release it until that amount
That's
comes
right.
out or comes in.
Yes, and I can tantalize people with stories about falling down and hobbling about and all the spectacular stuff they want to see.
This is a great fundraiser. I'm all in.
Okay, well, we figured out what embarrassing thing I'm going to do. What about you two?
I mean, to do an embarrassing thing, you have to be easily embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to have like masculinity or something that's easy to upset.
I mean,
oh,
I'm down for most anything.
oh, okay. So that's my problem. My masculinity makes me a target.
I mean, you know, it is an advantage when you're looking for embarrassment-based fundraising, though.
Okay.
Not like the time that we sent you a cardboard dick. It was funny because we did it for you.
It wasn't bad, but it was kind of small.
Sorry, I didn't know you were a size queen.
Yeah. Okay, well, we could have Jason do something embarrassing. He's loaded with masculinity, right?
I want to see him get a little healthier before we do anything that involves like possible stumbling, anything like that.
Oh no, he's having health problems as well as immigration problems.
The immigration stuff is sorted.
Good.
That
Okay.
was
99 problems, but immigration's not one.
that was mostly bad timing because of the pandemic. But yeah, he's had a number of fun health issues over the last year or so.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's pretty terrible. Yeah.
Just another thing.
Meanwhile, I've been perfectly healthy, so you can feel free to pick on me. Is that the story we're getting?
Ever since your heart attack, right?
I didn't have a heart attack.
It wasn't a heart attack. It was an occlusion of some kind.
It was a warning.
Okay.
That the doctors quickly corrected before I had any damage at all. So, yeah, it was a little bit scary.
Why wasn't I notified immediately?
It was like 3 years ago. You were getting sued.
No, it was like 10 years ago. Sorry.
Oh, we still knew each other then. I'm still a little mad I didn't know.
Yeah.
Don't you read his blog? Don't you know everything about his life from reading his blog?
Yeah, everything is there.
I mean, sometimes I just read the titles and move on.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Really been yeah, I suppose it happened when folks were living out when I actually came out to Morris occasionally.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But no, what it was just I experienced pain and those chest pains and things, and like a real wimp, I immediately went to the emergency room.
High five.
That's not a wimp move. That's a good move.
Yeah. So I'm telling y'all, if you have little twinges like that, they are warnings. Just go in, and I got stents put in to make sure nothing broke down, and ever since, no problems at all.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, which probably means my heart will explode in some sudden event, but otherwise I'm doing okay.
So yes, we can pick on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then I've lost 30 pounds during the pandemic. It's like everything's gone great.
You've lost 30 pounds?
Yeah.
Where'd you lose it?
It's weird. everywhere, just everywhere. Yeah.
You going on like triathlon runs, bikes, swims?
No, not exercise. I can't do exercise. It was more just radical changes in diet.
You do
Made a
know that
big,
walking
big.
in high heels is more work, right?
Oh,
It is.
so you're saying this is my new exercise program?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, okay. The
Get
high
you-
heels, the stockings, and the short pants, short leather pants. Yeah, okay.
I mean, they don't have to be leather, but if it makes you happier, sure.
Yeah. And then the corset. Then nobody will recognize me.
Until you get a haircut.
There's another 10 pounds gone. Well, I hate to say it, but we've been on for an hour saying nothing at all.
We've been
And-
saying stuff.
Been on for an
Oh,
hour and
really?
a half, haven't we?
Oh, you're right.
100.
103
Okay.
minutes. Oh, man.
Yeah, not 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah. You guys have been so chatty. I blame it all on you.
Sure. Okay.
We might all miss each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss everyone. It's terrible. Yeah. You know, we hired 2 new faculty members this year, and I've hardly had a chance to get to know them. It's like, okay, you're there. We have an occasional Zoom meeting. It's just not good.
I was saying the other day that at this point, I even miss hotel carpeting. That garish
yeah.
stuff that makes my eyes swim when I have a migraine.
Right.
Is now a bad time to say I almost bought a bathrobe that had garish carpeting pattern on it because I thought it was cool.
I am not going to stare at your bathrobe, so I think we're good.
I mean, I didn't get it because
Because why?
I don't need it.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, and then we got to miss those terrible hotel breakfast buffets that would put 30 pounds back on me.
I pretty much always just eat pastries and yogurt. So
Yeah.
Breakfast of Champions.
I mean, I don't like eating in the morning anyway.
Mm.
It's a really weird
Yeah,
thing.
and I would get up first thing in the morning, and I'm sure everyone thought I was just so eager to get to the breakfast that I was there at 7 a.m. But I'd been up for a few hours at that time, so it's just.
You were just trying to avoid the crush of your fans.
Oh, right. Yes.
Your throng of fans that follow you wherever you go.
Yeah, I don't think I have fans anymore. I mainly hear from people who hate me anymore. So.
I mean, you definitely have fans.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at one of them at least. I'm not going to speak.
All right. And it's true that our fundraiser this month brought in $3,000.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have already sent off to Rebecca. So
All right. Very cool.
yeah, we've been kind of surprised that we put on these monthly fundraisers where we don't do a lot, but we advertise and we tell everyone, please give us money, and we got a special page set up for it. And every time we've done it for the past 3 months, they bring in about $3,000.
That's amazing.
I actually predicted at the beginning, okay, yeah, we're going to have a great first month, but then, okay, you'll drop off the second month, and third month, don't expect much. And no, there are all these great people out there who've been doing a great job of supporting this and helping us out with this silly legal debt.
And here I had been going to say, I think you've just been doing a good job of dismantling that whole fandom thing. But, you know, that's not as coming back around to the depressing part of this where we started.
Well, I'm hoping that what we accomplish with these fundraisers is not just raise money, but we make a strong effort to tell everyone that there's all these other bloggers on the network.
Yeah.
And you should go read them. And, if we had a dozen bloggers who get my undeserved traffic, that'd be great.
You're too humble.
Nah. So how's the Orbit doing? We should ask. You got a great group of bloggers over there too.
We have a wonderful group of writers who have been more than on average affected by the Trump administration, which, honestly means none of us have been writing as much as we want to. It would be nice to be able to get everybody back to a point where we feel rested and don't have our attention pulled in 1,000 different directions every time a news article comes out. So
right.
we'll work on it.
Yeah.
I mean, people are still writing. It's just nothing like the volume that we used to do.
Right. Yeah, and people have always talked about this mythical oppression Olympics, where the more oppressed you are, the more attention you'll get, and you'll have more power. And it's exactly the opposite. Oppression is really depressing and not at all helpful in getting things done.
Super tiring.
Yeah. And I say that as the the usual cis white heterosexual guy who's got everything going upwards for him, and just the fact that I read these people, I can see what's happening is everyone's getting hurt. So send me money. Yeah. No, really, all the donations here are going to pay off the debt. So yeah, as I said, we brought in about $3,000 this month, and I sent off $3,800 to Rebecca to pay off the debt today, and we'll just keep plugging away at that.
Yep. I need to send her another big check.
Yeah.
I am very privileged in that I can do this part, what's left for our stuff at the Orbit and mine on my own. Not on my own. Ben brings in most of that money, but because I'm in grad school.
Yeah, but your partners, so it doesn't matter.
You're married. What's his is yours. Well, whatever.
I paid off his student loans. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am privileged, but it's little things like, we look around our kitchen and we've got a dishwasher that's been broken for 20 years and we cannot replace this right now. And we're dreaming of the day when all the debt is paid off and we've got a little slack, and then we can go ahead and say, okay, update that kitchen a little bit so it's a little more usable. Makes the house a little bit more saleable someday when I die. So
you are just full of cheer tonight.
Well, I am, because I'm not dead yet. Come on. That's good news, right?
So Lauren, you want to talk to people about paying off Skepticon's debt? In case anybody wants to help with that?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to skepticon.org/donate, there's many ways to give Skepticon money. You can donate directly to our legal fund via a button, or you can just donate to Skepticon, and every dollar goes to the event happening. It's run by a bunch of volunteers. We like to do this because we're a little nutty and a lot into science and social justice.
And it's the best conference around.
We try.
Yeah. No, I've always appreciated the fact that Skepticon is one of the few conferences that tries to reach out and do something different and bring in diverse people. And it's not the usual atheist conference of everyone sitting around patting them back and saying, "Oh yeah, we're so smart. We don't believe in God." And here's why I don't believe in God. And here's an hour about the Bible and stuff like that. So
And regularly putting speakers on stage who challenge all of us
yeah.
on all sorts of topics.
Yeah. And, it's always reminded me that's why I went to conferences in the first place. It wasn't to be, it wasn't to just join a bunch of people who are going rah, rah. We're all so wonderful. Here's all these things you got to think about. Yeah. And, 20 years ago, I felt like, oh, TAM and all those other conferences were doing that. But then as soon as you mentioned, well, there are these things called women that exist out there, and there are gay people, and there are trans people, and they just sort of backed off like, oh no, that's just too weird.
At least many of them are the kind who come around as soon as the fight is won.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of a number of people who were very loud about people being hysterical about Trump, et cetera, until sometime this year. Oh, really until the pandemic, I think. And
Yeah.
and then the success of the defund the police message this summer. And all of a sudden they were saying different things loudly, confidently, but different.
Yeah, all these people saying, I was one of the good guys all along. And they were such pains in the ass once upon a time. But yeah. Well, I still remember all those people who were just horrified at the idea of codes of conduct at a meeting.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing, having a harassment policy.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
yeah. And at the time, every scientific meeting I went to, every professional meeting, right there, they'd have code of conduct before you could sign up for the thing. And you go to the atheist and skeptic meetings and they're saying, oh no, how dare you? You're insulting me. Like do you think I would harass somebody at a conference?
I didn't. Now maybe. Yeah.
Well, I just finished off the last of my rum.
Does that mean we have to hang up because you're out of drink?
Yes, that means you're no longer interesting.
Okay. I can handle that.
We'll have to do this again. Okay, it's been fun. Even without the rum, it would be fun. We are planning another fundraiser, but not until the end of January.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll
Let us
stop.
know what we can do.
Yeah, we decided we would stop pestering people for money over Christmas, right? Because okay.
Yeah.
They got families and kids they got to get presents for and all that kind of good stuff. Question in the chat, why has the rum gone? It's because the bottle is 15 feet away from me, and I don't know, if I tried to get up in these high heels I might fall down. So
also, nobody's actually paid to see that walk yet.
Yeah, I want to know
that's right.
How much you would pay to watch PZ walk around in heels. Like, What would it take
to learn how to walk around in heels.
to learn?
Yes.
Like if we make X dollar amount in fundraising to learn how to walk in heels. Oh my
There
God.
we go.
Would you do drag?
No. But, you know, wearing Edwardian costume or 18th century costume would be close to wearing drag, right?
Close enough, and I'll take it.
Yeah. Use that to do some fundraising for Skepticon.
Oh yeah?
At
You
the
want me to
at the
do-
Skepticon ball, tell them I will show up in the fanciest of fancy dress.
All right.
I will show up like an early 19th century dandy. If you get a set a specific goal, though, a nice hefty goal. And,
Yeah. Definitely.
oh, now people are complaining about my messy house.
Well, we definitely need to get
We already
upstairs.
complained about it. You
We
missed
we
that was-
started
You
there.
guys are
yeah,
late.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's not messy. It's just got all this cool stuff over there. It's got my camera gear
Yeah.
and my tripod, and there's my drone over there. How can you possibly
Oh,
complain
and your
about
big plush octopus.
and
haven't seen
my
that in a while.
my cowboy hat? Yeah. This isn't mess. This is life.
It's the marker of a very busy creative genius mind.
That's right. Yes.
Also a mess.
Yeah.
Potato,
Okay.
potato.
This is from somebody who just arrived. So okay, you got an
Listen,
excuse.
Chuck. He's trying.
Yeah. Yeah. We expect you to donate so that I show up in 19th century costume at Skepticon.
You'll
We're
have to
gonna
send me
to get
photos
you
of
some
what-
nice frilly cuffs.
Yeah, we need to pick the costume. I think people need a visual, and then I'm gonna shittily Photoshop your face onto the costume.
Ruffled collars, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
something easy decent.
Yeah. Don't make it too difficult to emulate. I mean,
Why are you gonna make all these rules all of a sudden?
those were just guidelines.
So I will ignore them. Got it.
Lauren, I think we're also going to need a painting of this in glitter that we can auction off.
Oh,
Easy.
I
easy.
know.
there we
John.
go. Yeah. Oh, John Henry Beck has a 16th century outfit that he wore to Skepticon.
Oh my God, you wore it to a Skepticon? Then why am I not remembering this? Is it because every Skepticon's like a fever dream for me? Probably.
Yeah.
What year was this? I
Could be.
don't remember it either.
Yeah, we now have a theme for the Skeptiball. You realize this?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Skepticon 13 next year, and so it's going to be like superstitions, spookiness.
Uh-huh.
Because it also starts on Friday the 13th. Year 13,
Oh.
Friday the 13th.
Awesome. All right.
We'll make you goth.
Goth 18th century. Yes. Yeah. I'll dress up as Mary Shelley. That's the idea.
Yes.
You know, this rum is making me promise things I can't possibly do.
That's okay. We're not going to stop you.
Okay.
Keep them coming. I'm writing all of this down. This is legally binding.
Uh-huh. And you're going to put it on the Skepticon website so everybody knows, and I will be obligated
Yeah.
to fulfill my promises.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, this sounds like a plan. See, we've accomplished something here.
Productive.
And yeah. And let me check one thing here. Let's see if any new donations have come on. Oh, yeah. Hey, what do you know? There were a couple of donations made during this event, so
Yay.
Very kind.
we are doing good.
More
you,
of the
Gina.
balance paid off. We're going to have such a party when it's all paid.
For real. We made a website all about like the lawsuit and the amount of legal bills we have. How many jet skis was it? Like 30 something jet skis we could have purchased. But no.
Yes, but thanks to the donors who've been contributing to this fundraiser for the last 3 months, it's fewer jet skis now.
That's true. I would say at least 4 less jet skis.
Yes. We've experienced a significant loss in jet skis, so that's the bad side of the fundraiser.
Happy to lose those jet skis though. Gone jet skis.
They're really not safe.
Yes. Yeah, and
so
they're kind of annoying on Minnesota lakes. I really don't like it when people drag out their jet skis when I'm
We
out
have
there.
so many lakes. They're all too small for jet skis.
Yeah. And it scares off all the frogs and the spiders, and it's just, why are you doing this?
Guys, I'm pro jet ski. They're really fun.
I'm sure they are.
We do have a few lakes that are big enough for them. So as long as you
Yes.
stay over there, we'll be good.
Fine.
Yes. Can we seduce Lauren to move up to Minneapolis if we say, yeah, we'll let you have a lake or two to do your jet skiing on?
I mean, that is very tempting.
Yeah.
We might even arrange for a river. Ooh, or a lake in a river. We have a couple of those.
Wow. All
Mhm.
right.
Okay. All right.
We'll just let the record show here that I said might and may.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the retail speak. You might have it in the back. No, you
Yeah.
don't.
We really
we
do
might have
the
a few
lakes in the
spectacular
middle of rivers.
mountains for the landscape.
I've been up there in the summer. It's very nice. I just, you know.
Yeah. Summers are great.
Everything-
Lots of spiders in the summer.
No. Okay, the spiders are not in the pro column for me on moving. That would maybe be a con.
Oh.
But at least, you know, a lot of our outdoor spiders are the orb weavers, which are really quite pretty.
Yes.
Orb weavers sound like mystical creatures that would curse you.
Okay, so you know the garden spiders with the little jaggy bits in the web,
Uh-huh.
the black and yellow ones? Those are orb weavers. Most of your spiders that spin the web that basically spirals out from the center are orb weavers. And they're these cute little things that wear these plush buttons on their backs
And they also curse
in bright
humans
colors.
who
What's
get, and they also curse humans who happen to like break their webs, right?
No, no, because their webs are everywhere.
Hence
And-
all the
and-
cursing.
And they're also more often broken by birds. So it's the
Which is
birds
why
that get
there's
all
so
the
many
cursing.
cursed birds.
Yes, exactly. And the spiders they're used to having to rebuild their entire web every day. So it's really not a big deal.
Because they've cursed someone, so they feel really motivated.
Oh, well.
I feel like there's a research project you have to come up here and do, Lauren.
I don't know. I think I'm just going to outsource it to PZ. He's
That's
really into
fair.
spiders already.
Okay. Well, it is already one of my planned projects for next summer is to do some exploration of spider webs in the wild and
Cool.
do lots of photography, which is always fun.
You're giving me lots of great ideas for your Elizabethan portrait.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get mean. I'm going to say we really should end this.
This is fair.
Yeah, because
Fair enough.
we've got 20 people watching us right now, and they're all sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm really bored," aren't you?
I mean, I can't believe we've had at least 20 people this whole time.
Yeah.
Who are
Well, I
you?
think it's a little higher for a while in the middle,
Oh, yeah?
but then we bored them, and so they all
But
moved
then we
off.
started talking about high heels.
I thought the conversation really picked up around high heels.
Yeah. Got me excited anyway.
I'm into it. I mean, How high of a high heel are you going to wear? Like,
Oh, start me off short. Come on, come on. We've gotta
oh,
gotta
come on.
ease.
What kind of heel is that? I want to see you in those acrylic stripper heels just like stomping down a runway.
I think we can do something with like stacked wedges that gets the height you want while keeping the heel technically fairly low.
Yeah.
So we're getting some platform boots for PZ.
No, we're starting off easy. And
Platform's easy.
then Skepticon 2022 is when I come in full Elton John.
Okay.
Okay, great.
That's a plan.
Yeah.
And the next time we do one of these, we'll figure out exactly what that costume looks like.
Oh, right. I'll have to get some fancy glasses too.
I was
Oh,
going to
this
say,
is going to
bring
be
some
so much fun.
glasses samples.
If you need
Yeah.
any glitter, I've got you. So much.
Well, for the Elton John look, yeah, I will definitely need that. Oh, look at that. We got a $10 donation here.
Woo!
Whoa.
John, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. Also, hello.
I'm not used to getting those. Okay, well, so let me click a button that makes this all stop and go away, and we can I'll go do more productive things. So
Yeah.
good night all, but let's do it again sometime, maybe around the holidays or something.